What up, guys? All right, so I just got a load worked up for the 20-inch barrel that I have for my ATXC, and I'm shooting Hornady's new 175 Aeromatches, and it's awesome. The load worked out perfect. But I want to walk you guys through how I go through my process of getting dialed in and shooting long range. So what we did was we established a zero. We got everything dialed with that, and that's at 100 yards. So the basics of this is really just to make sure that you have a good zero at 100 yards. Okay, it's 26, 66, 5 shots. Now 5 shots, I get it. But the 10-shot proof group gave me an average of 26, 66, and pretty close to the same extreme spread and standard deviation of 10.7 and 4.0 respectively for 10 shots. So that's pretty good. All right, I'm happy with that. Let's look at the zero. All right, there's 5 shots. I could probably come up 1/10. I was aiming right here at the tip of the triangle, but I'd say that that's pretty legit for a 5-shot group. Won't complain. All right, so we got that dialed. Now we're gonna take it out to distance, and I'm gonna go through how I set up the 4-DOF program, and it's gonna be like super fast and super easy. All right, guys, so we are out here getting ready to stretch the legs on this rifle and get it tuned in. So just showed you guys the zero group. Everything's super hunky-dory. I dig it. I could come up 1/10 of a mil. I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it alone. I do have the Garmin zero on the rifle because I want to keep track of all the data. And we're going to walk through the Hornady 4-DOF program and teach you guys how easy it is to get bullets on target. Okay, so I've set everything up in the profile. It's really easy to build a profile in the Hornady 4-DOF program. If you guys want more information on it, cruise over to Hornady's YouTube page. They have tremendous amounts of information. And so what we made even better was I cherry picked all of the pertinent ballistics knowledge and information from those podcast specific episodes and put them in the Modern Day Rifleman Network in the Hornady Ballistics Hub. So all of that information, you get a direct line to it in the Modern Day Rifleman Network on the free side inside Hornady Ballistics Hub. So let's get into that. So we're gonna check the rifle profile real quick here. We're gonna make sure that the muzzle velocity is correct at 26.62. I've got a zero range of 100 yards, a sight height of 2.8 inches, barrel twist of 10. Windage offset for me is 0, and it most likely will be for you as well. Bore diameter is going to be set based upon the bullet that you select when you set up the profile, and your axial form factor is starting off at 1.0 because the axial form factor is what we're actually going to tune when we put the bullets on the target and see where they land. So we're going to save that guy, and we're going to make sure that my environment is squared away. I'm at 2,200 feet, which is going to yield a pressure of 27.61 and a temperature of 75 degrees right now and a relative humidity of 40%. I'm going to hit save. Okay, and now, what distance does Hornady recommend that we go validate or tune our trajectory by way of the axial form factor? And Hornady recommends a time of flight of 1.3 seconds or close to it. So for me, with this particular rifle and bullet combination, I'm gonna go to my table and I'm gonna scroll all the way over to my time of flight column, and I'm gonna cruise down until I find 1.3 seconds time of flight. Okay, so that's going to be at, right now, 1.3 seconds for me, like on the dot, is going to be probably 850 yards. But I have a freshly painted piece of steel at 800, which is going to give me a time of flight of 1.2 seconds. It's a little inside. I'm not super worried about it. That's what we're going to shoot at. Now, I've got 800 yards, so I'm going to make my wind call. Right now, the wind is coming at us from pretty much 6 o'clock, maybe 6:30 to 7. So I've got an angle of about 192 degrees in here and a wind speed of about 4 miles an hour. And we're going to check the wind flags down at the target and make sure that everything is looking as it should, which is going to give me a come up for 800 yards of 6.7 mils. So I'm going to dial on 6.7. And it's telling me that I'm going to need a wind call of about 0.3 of a mil to the left, but we'll verify that once we actually get in the scope and get ready to shoot. So let's do it. Okay, so I've got 6.7 dialed on the gun here, and we are going to make sure that our target focus is dialed, and we're going to take some shots, and we're going to pay real close attention to what the wind's doing. I'm going to put us on the big plate so that way we can see what the bullets are doing, and I can make sure that you guys understand how I'm making my corrections. Okay, so the wind flag is still, I'm thinking it's going to be about that 0.3 to the left. Yeah, maybe not. It is now switching directions. All right, let's give it 0.2 left. No, I'm going to bump up and I'm going to change that up to 0.2 to the right. And that was dead center. It does not get more dead center than that. All right, that group is starting to look pretty good. Okay, so I've got a decent group going on there at 0.2. That group is about 1/10 of a mil wide. So what I need to do though is bring it down 1/10. So I'm going to bring down 1/10, and then I'm going to go to the next target over so it's nice and clean. And we're going to go 0.2 to the right again. Okay, we got a hit. It's a little on the tall side. Let's see if it tracks. Okay. All right, I technically could probably come down another 1/10 to 6.5. And let's go to the little guy. Okay, hit it at the 6 o'clock, but center it up on wind. Okay, so now it's dumping out of the bottom of the target. I'm going to come back up that 1/10. Okay, went over the top. Let's give it another 1/10 to the right. Okay, so it's still, let's go back to the circle. All right, so wind's dying off and it's coming, you come back up. Let's go back to our big plate and put that group back in the center. Wind's changing up on us. We're going to hold dead center. And we're stacking them right in the middle of that group that we just started. Stacking. Nice. Okay. I am happy with that. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to, I'm right at 6.7. I didn't have to make any changes based upon what the target was telling me. We saw the group starting to string just a little touch high, and I came down 1/10, and it showed me that it was really just the vertical spread in the ammunition at that distance, and it's well within an acceptable cone of accuracy and precision. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cruise down to 300 yards here. And we're going to get a dope for 300 yards. And it's telling me to dial 1.1 for 300. So we're going to go to 1.1 at 300. The idea here is to shoot up close to make sure that the whole drag curve is matching and working out. And so that's what we're going to do. We should be able to hit pretty damn close to dead center. 300. And that is pretty much dead center. The cool part about using the 4-DOF solver is that it's utilizing, if you're in the 4 degree of freedom side of the solver and you're utilizing that data, those are all radar-derived drag curves. There is not a BC use in there, and these drag curves are insanely accurate. So I would encourage you guys to try it out. It's a free program. Even if you're involved in the AB ecosystem, this thing is way easier to use, and you're gonna get incredibly accurate data. And there's a bunch more bullets than Hornady bullets in there. So you have plenty of bullets that are commonly used in long range shooting that are in the library. So I encourage you guys to check it out. Let us know what you guys think in the comments after you've had a chance to check out the app.